Get them fired up and get them to the staging lanes, baby, because 8th Mile Apparel is now carrying Going Bracket Racing merch. Hats, t-shirts, hoodies, and much more can be yours today by visiting 8thmileapparel.com. We appreciate each and every one of you guys supporting the Going Bracket Racing YouTube and Facebook pages.
What's up, everybody? Especially you, Chris Hardy, because you better be on here right now because I was just talking to you on the phone. I told you tune in to GBR at 5:30 Eastern. So if you can do math, you ought to be on here right now. September 2nd, 2025, episode 205 of the Going Bracket Racing Podcast. Y'all been here for 205 episodes. Nobody can believe it, including me and George, these two guys on the screen right now. And that is all thanks to the people that bring this to you free every single week, Casey and George, and TSR Racing Products. Go to them for your Power Glides, your Turbo 350s, your 400, 727 transmissions, BRG 3D printed parts. He was just back there on the screen, at least over here. It's a little bit delayed over here. BRG 3D printed parts. Anything you need, Brian Garrett will print that stuff up for you. High density polymers and plastics and something a lot fancier than that tin you got, whatever you made up in your garage over there. He can make it look nice for you. Send all that stuff to him. Send that thing in a box to him, and he'll send you something better back. Syntex Printing out there in Temple, Texas. Sticker, shirts, brochures, anything you need for your business, go over to them. Syntex Printing. Driven Racing Oil. Use code GBR10. Get yourself 10% off. As Dylan Champion likes to say, they don't sell just oil, Casey. They sell, most importantly, right now, this time of year, Speed Clean. I'm telling you right now, I sprayed that stuff on a camper shell the other day that was lime green, just sitting, not getting washed. Spray that on there, wipe it right off like glass cleaner. Comes out like glass cleaner, wipe it off as white again. I mean, it's not shiny like it used to be because I was over there neglecting it. But I'm telling you, you put some wax on that thing and it looks brand new again, and you use code GBR10, get you 10% off your order. No limit on any of that. And by the way, get you some of that transmission fluid, get you some engine oil, get you anything you want off their website. Rear end oil, I got that in the Chevelle right now. I know it's good for at least 167 mile an hour. I can tell you that. Proform Parts, visit proformparts.com. Shop tools, carburetors, starters, alternators, accessories, tools. Those AN wrenches that you never buy, you always talk about wanting, you can get them for $100, whole set of them. Proformparts.com. Crew Chief Pro software, get the dial-ins figured out. Call Don Higgins, get you a set of that Crew Chief Pro software. CrewChiefPro.com is the place you do that. Gearhead Solutions, what kind of parts you need? It's late in the year. Got a lot of stuff left to do. We got to go run the OG Million, guys. Y'all were out there racing all Labor Day. I know every single person watching this show was probably at a race or watching a race. I can tell you that. You wore a bunch of stuff out. Call Gearhead Solutions and get access to over 1,000 vendors. And usually you can get stuff within 24, 48 hours. So if you need something, if you were like my buddy Richie Howard this weekend, you need some Gearhead Solutions. And you can see some of his stuff over there on Trevor's page as well. Midstate Dragway, you'll see a flyer back here running. Yes, it is correct. You're running for $20,000 instead of $10,000 at the Twin Tens. And yes, it's still the same price. So you can thank everybody up there for all that, man. Midstate Dragway is always giving back. We're going to talk about that here in a little bit. I got 19 things popping up on my screen for some reason right now, so it confused me. But you got to go to 8thmileapparel.com, get you some GBR merchandise. You'll see on that screen back there. Support the show, get you some GBR merch. I got some Adrenaline shirts back here. I don't even know if you can see them right now, but they're back here behind me. I got some Adrenaline Chevelle shirts. Oh, man. What are we even talking about, George? Where are we at?
Number one, Casey, finally, sir, in I guess it's been 30 years since we've known each other. Probably at least close to that, Casey, right? You finally named a doggone car. I'm like, man, Casey,
Finally.
you didn't name your bike. You didn't.
You want
I
me to
don't
get
think
it?
you had a
You
name
want
for
me to
anything.
get it right now? You want
Go
me to
get
get one of these shirts?
it, man. Go
Hold
to
on.
snag it
You
and
just
show
keep
it.
talking.
Y'all, listen to me now. I've been telling Casey for at least 28 years. You gotta name
How do
your
you like
stuff, man.
these?
I've named my
How do you
pedal.
like these shirts?
Pretty nice,
You see
man.
that?
Yeah, I can see it. I
I'm
can
not
see.
looking at the right screen. Hold on a second.
Nah,
I
man,
got
they
too
can
many
see it.
things up.
Yeah, throw it up
There we
there.
go. You see
Yeah,
that?
yeah. Oh
That's a
yeah,
good looking t-shirt right there.
sir.
Hit
Yes,
me
sir.
up on Facebook.
I must agree. Those are some good looking t-shirts. I like the name. What do you guys think? Adrenaline.
I
I
gotta
think
put my
it's a pretty good name. I'm sure Casey has quite a bit of adrenaline going down the racetrack in that thing in the first place, but definitely, definitely about time you name something, Casey. Man, I'm just saying.
Hey, it took a while. I gotta have it right because you can't rename a car. You know
And
how that goes.
I had an epiphany. Who named it? Because I don't think you did it.
No, I did actually. I can tell you right now. I remember actually doing it. I was listening to music all night and I was sitting in my chair. It was cold outside. So it was before this season started. And I remember I was texting, I want to say TJ Pruitt, Naquez Albritton, and I think Matthew Medlin. And I said, and I was listening to Shinedown. And you know, because you were at my wedding, Shinedown's one of my favorite bands ever.
You should just went to their concert like last week.
That's what I'm talking about. They're good, man. That
Right,
hey,
right.
that guy can sing. But I'm saying they have a song called Adrenaline. And I was like, man, that's a good race car name. I said that should be it.
Yep, yep.
So, and that's where it came from. Was
Hey,
that song?
if your race car has a name, drop the name in the chat. I want to know what it is. I want to know. My wife's on here on Facebook. Put Shine Down with exclamation points. Look, Casey, she literally just went to that concert last week, man. So, pretty neat. Pretty neat.
Dude,
I
I'm
think she's
telling you,
going to like Stain this week or something like that. You got to teach
Aaron
me about
Lewis.
that Stain music. I don't know too much of it. She's trying to teach me. I'm just going to just tell it how it is. I
Hey,
like
that was
blues,
huge.
and that's my favorite. See all them guitars. Can't see any guitars, but there's several of them back there.
Hey, you want to buy those? Hit George up on Facebook. He'll sign them for you.
No.
He will not be a good guitar player.
Will not be selling them. All right, enough of the job. Let's get to these flyers, man, Casey, because I'm going to bring up what most everybody ought to be talking about right now, especially if you're heading north or south or east or west to the OG Million. Just keep going either direction until you wind up in mid-state in Havana at Mid-State Dragway. Okay, $20,000 to win on Saturday. That's the week before the OG Million, and then $10,000 to win on Sunday. I think it's $500 to double. Okay, guys. Come on. That is a excellent price point for a race that pays back round money. Third round, $50 right off the rip, man. Come on. This is a great race to go get yourself warmed up in out there in the Midwest for that OG Million. You know, I don't think anything else is going on. You might as well get as close to the event as possible so you can start stacking because this is the 30th anniversary of the OG Million, and I'm willing to take a bet that this is going to be the highest attended one too. We'll get into that, Casey, maybe here in just a minute. Catch this one too, the Superbucks Showdown coming in October on the 30th through November the 1st, put on by Pennington Productions. Hey, Peeps and the Pennington brothers are doing a great job out here at Extreme Raceway Park. Putting on great races for us. Thursday to start it off all the way up until, I believe, Saturday, giving you a little bit of time to get you that travel day back too, you know. But shout out to the Superbucks Showdown, Pennington Productions. Going Bracket Racing will be streaming this event live. So make sure you mark it on your calendars. Number one, to be there. Come say hi. And let me see how good you are on that racetrack from the scaffold. That's number one. Get you an entry. And come on out. Let's do some drag racing. But then number two, make sure you tune in and show some support to the Superbucks Showdown. Last but not least, everybody knows how CP does it out there at Cody Pelage Racing. September the 19th through the 21st. It's going to be at the Bluegrass Spring warm-up. I believe this is a rescheduled race. It was originally in May, if you can see that marked out there. This schedule is now going to be the 19th through the 21st. 3 10s. Actually, this is going to be 2 10s right here. I take it back. It is 3. Casey, man, I can't see straight. I need some help. But it's going to be 310s, just like normal for CP. 400 for that single entry, 600 to double it. Looks like at the same time there might be some juniors down there, $700 to win. Casey, I have gotten through all of the flyers for the
Yeah,
day.
you sounded like me on that deal.
No, man, and took me a second to get through all those, and we definitely had to talk about that. A lot of drag racing coming up, Casey, but let's start the show off with the title for once, because generally we always wait to get down in the mix, and then we bring the title up. Man, Labor Day might as well be National Drag Racing Day. For all drag racers out in the world today, listening to this stream, not listening to this stream, tell your buddies, tell your mom, tell your dad, tell everybody. It is National Drag Racing Day. It's Labor Day, but it's National Drag Racing Day. Casey, I believe I saw at least 8 live streams, and then I turned on my TV, and then I saw even more from the U.S. Nationals. Talk to me, man. I'm a little wore out right now, as much drag racing as I watched.
Oh yeah, man. If you turned on YouTube, period, there was drag racing to watch. I mean, well, we had Labor Day 250K. I'm gonna put them first because I forgot about them whenever I posted. I said, "There's all this stuff. What are y'all watching?" Labor Day 250K and the Foot Breakers I must have hurt their feelings because the very first run I want to say is like a guy's 7 total and a guy's 10 total or something like that. It's up on our page too. So that's a foot brake race, guys. That's not a top bulb race. These foot breakers are putting it down just as hard as anybody on the mountain at that. But yeah, Labor Day 250K, Spring Fling Norwalk, U.S. Nationals, Yellow Bullet. I mean, literally anything that you do was live to watch this weekend. And I'm not getting to all of it. I know there were other people watching other things, but man, if you were interested in drag racing at all, there was something to watch on Labor Day. And it was great that you called it that because it is a racing holiday. That's exactly what it is. I mean, ultimately, you could, I can't imagine how many local races there even were because I know Rockingham was running 2 or 3 10 granders this weekend for a local race. I know Coastal was racing this weekend. Rico was racing this weekend. Dude, everybody,
Man. It was something going on at the track everywhere. I know I saw Motormania had at least 3 streams on their page. Then I feel like I saw Cedar Falls was going on their page. Man, I can't call them all. That's how many races I bounced in and out of. I was all over the place. I watched a little bit out of Texas. My man Shannon T. Walker end up in the finals and just bowed out by a little bit versus a footbreaker, I believe, Casey, in the finals of that race. And I think he was 2 red. So shout out to Shannon. Good job to you, buddy. Taking home a little bit of skin from that race, man. That's what I'm talking about. A lot of racing, Casey. A lot of racing.
Yeah. Aaron Cook over here in the chat, one of our subscribers on the YouTube channel. Good name, likes the adrenaline name. Well, I like that too. I like Aaron Cook for liking that. Metalhead over here too. So, hey, I can get down with some of that. But yeah, man, go ahead.
So the next place I was going to go, Casey, was the type of packages that I was seeing at these the drag racing holiday of the United States or wherever else you guys are. I don't care. I saw people laying down numbers. I feel like there were 2 perfect runs at Texas Motorplex. I feel like there was at least 1 run at the Fling, which
3
was the other thing that was going on that we didn't mention. Hey, there was a Fling going on. 3 perfect runs at the Fling. Then you got all these other runs that have 8 digits behind the decimal point. I'm like, what in the world is that? I couldn't try to say what number that is after that decimal point. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You're talking about Kevin's. Yeah, that was far too many decimal points. I mean, y'all know if you watch this show, I get mad about 4 decimal points. I'm not a fan of 4 decimal points. It's too much. You got to cross the last one out and you got to round up, blah, blah, blah. Dude, Kevin Lloyd posts up a time slip that has 5. And I said, dude, we don't need to go to the 100,000th of a second. I promise you that. That's too much.
So I wondered, I'm like, should I haven't even gone race? Should I even went racing? seems like I'd have got loaded up fast as type of packages y'all was throwing out. I feel like I-57 had a race as maybe a
Yep.
$5,700 race or something like that to win. Man, Casey, it's just just one of those days, man. You got enough drag race, you could probably pick up a blade of grass, figure out which way the wind is blowing, and find a drag race, bro.
Oh yeah, definitely. Dude, I gotta, amongst this whole drag racing holiday and all the greatness around, I have to shout out my buddy Richie Howard, man, because so Spring Fling Norwalk, obviously first time they've been to Norwalk. Richie goes from North Carolina. He lives over there by the ocean by most of my friends. He lives as far away as you can get to the east. Goes all the way to Norwalk. I want to say it's like 10 or 11 hours one way. Goes up there, drains the oil. Motor wasn't actually broke. Drains the oil, starts seeing bearing material. You know, like all that devil dust in there, that gold flakes, bronze looking flakes. Nobody likes to see. So he takes the motor out. Dude, you can look at Going Bracket Racing Facebook page. If you're not a follower of that, you need to be a follower of that, so that way you can get all these types of updates. But you'll see a video of a machine shop. It's a reel, I think. It's like, it says 2 a.m. in the morning or 2:30 in the morning or something like that. They're boring this block or honing this block. And then Richie proceeds the next morning to go straight to Summit, because luckily in Ohio, you know, you're right by Summit, so you can go to Summit, the real warehouse. So he goes there, buys a cam, buys lifters, buys all kinds of crap that you would need to put a motor back together. They go back to the machine shop, put everything all back together, come back to the track the next day. And I know Richie would want to shout out Chad Duke on this too, because Chad Duke was right next to him the entire time. A lot of those pictures you see Chad helping him put all this stuff together. So put the motor back in the truck, get everything back going for Sunday, do a burnout. I don't know if he made it down the track or not. I mean, it's a whirlwind of stuff. I know, obviously, for him, it definitely was. Bends a push rod, brakes, but Spring Fling, always paying attention, wins the Never Give Up award, which, I mean, I can't imagine anybody being more dedicated to racing that event than Richie Howard was in 2025. I can tell you that.
Yeah, man, that's saying something too. You know, that far away from home, like I have to venture to ask where he even went to go take care of that type of. I think he was honing the block and all kind of stuff was going on.
Everything.
He had that joker taken completely apart. So, and while I'm saying that, shout out to whoever let Richie come into the shop and take care of what he needed to take care of, Casey. You know, I don't know where he went, but I'm sure he didn't go all the way back to North Carolina. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think I want to say that he said a guy, I feel like his name was Matt Cook. And I hope that I'm getting that right, because that guy, I think it was called Bad Man Racing Engines or something like that. I can't remember what he said whenever he got interviewed. But whoever that is, somebody, Barn probably knows, I'm sure. Barn, if I'm getting that right, I'm pretty sure his name was Matt Cook. And let me know in the chat if anybody knows what Richie said on the interview, because that guy deserves just as much credit as everybody else for getting up in the middle of the night and doing all that stuff and making it happen. So Richie had a shot to even go out there and do that. And
yeah.
I mean,
and that's what I'm talking about, though.
crazy.
We can talk about this till we're blue in the face, but I mean, heck, you're watching Going Bracket Racing on episode 205. If you don't know this by now or haven't experienced this by now, tell me where you are in the chat, because something's not right. But if you go to a drag strip and something does not go the way you expected it to, the arsenal of people that will show up on your behalf to help you it's basically family at that point. You might as well not even say people, man. It's just make sure you have a good full cooler full of beer, I guess, because that's the best way to probably pay them. But man, people will show up to help you out. And if you hadn't experienced that, I need to know where you are, because we need to send a flyer out. Make sure they really drag racing the way they're supposed to. Something, Casey.
Yeah, man. It's I don't know that. Yeah, Barnes said he he missed the interview because he was moderating 3+ races because of all the Motor Mania stuff going on, drag racing holiday and whatnot. But can't blame him for that. But I mean, ultimately, like you said, man, the drag racing community is all family. Everybody's been in that situation before and needed help, and everybody's willing to help each other out. And ultimately, one day, I would text Richie right now, but hey, Richie's flip phone man. So I don't know if he might not get my text in time, but I will figure out who it is and I'll give him a shout out on the Going Bracket Racing Facebook page because he deserves it. That's somebody that you definitely want to promote because that's somebody who will stand behind whatever. I mean, you can't tell me somebody gets up at 3 a.m. because Richie didn't know this guy. He's not from there. This dude gets up at 2, 3 a.m. and starts going out to a machine shop. He's out there in shorts and flip flops out here machining a motor. None of that stuff's easy, man. That stuff is all a pain. It's heavy lifting, doing it in the middle of the night for somebody you don't even know. That's somebody that you want to support. So anybody who's in that area, that's who you need to look up.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I've seen KG over here, and he's on the YouTube side today, it looks like. But he's saying, shout out to Justin Cervantes for winning the actual 40 grand. That's a footbreaker, man. So, hey, that's a feat in itself. We got some more stories to actually tell you guys about that event. 2 wheels that won 4 wheels. I'm just going to leave it at that, and I'm going to let him speak for himself, hopefully, here in the next couple of weeks. But what a effort, Casey, off of a 2-wheel machine to take home a 4-wheel machine. Fill in the blanks, guys, because I'm not going to go in detail on that because we're going to get him on the show and let him speak for himself about that feat. That's a big one for me, buddy. That's a big one.
Yeah, that's a very wild deal. And I feel like it's wild, honestly, that it's not all over the internet right now because I really thought that it would have been.
That's a very, very, very solid way to point that out because everybody should be talking about that one guy who rides a 2-wheeler and took home 4 wheels.
Do you want to just tell him?
You want to go into a little bit? Tell him. Casey Baugh, Mr. Chicken Wing, riding, arm flipping. I think he's got a delay box on that Joker. He told me I can ride it one day if I want to, Casey, and Alicia's face said it all. So I don't think I'll be getting on your bike anytime soon, Casey.
Casey Baugh.
Alive.
I was there whenever George Edson Jr. was a motorcycle rider. Man. And it usually was on its side. So I'm leaving it out there. I'm just saying.
I was trying to be like, y'all riding around on the doggone tanks doing wheelies with your legs spread out. Now, this was younger George, yes. Whatever you want to say. No, Casey, literally, man. Not you, Casey Baugh. Casey, I'm talking to you on the stream. I don't know what else to say about it, man. How a motorcycle shows up to basically 3 events. I think it's 3 events that they track. Just like VMP, I'm pretty sure, to where if you lose first round, you only get half the points. Mm-hmm. And proceeds to take number 1 in points and take home a Ezel, I believe it's a stage 1 dragster. This dude was on a motorcycle and took home the cookie. Come on, man. That's saying a lot, dude. He needs to be interviewed by every single podcast that there is for that.
Like I said, it's very odd that isn't that's not more prominent on the internet right now because, to be honest with you, I kind of thought that a lot of people would have an issue with that because some people let motorcycles run with them. Some people don't. The reasoning, we don't really know. That's why we want to have Casey Baugh on here is to talk about that because I know that he was specifically wondering why he wasn't allowed to run the flings earlier this year. That was all over the internet. We talked about that on this show, in fact. But yeah, I mean, dude can get it done. And people always talk about stuff being a way that shouldn't win races. Casey Baugh is not on a pro stock style bike. Like it's more of a street bike. It might
Busa, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it has a delay box on it, whatever. Well, I mean, that's essentially like putting that on a 1998 Camaro and saying, I got a Super Pro car now. I have to imagine that no, you don't. But ultimately, that's just very interesting. I can't imagine that's ever happened before.
Yeah.
Especially, I know it hasn't happened winning a championship in a top ET,
Series. Yeah.
winning a dragster. Yeah, this is a year-long series. This isn't one race. This is a year-long series and winning a championship. I mean, that's crazy.
That's right, man. And like Stuart Orlando's saying in here, and you're absolutely right. He runs bottom too. So
Mhm.
I mean, he probably came out of bottom to win top in the first place. Probably double entered knowing him, but still, you know what I mean? Um, that's getting it done, Casey. That's all I got, man. I don't know what else to say. Now I will say this. It did get really interesting. I think Chad Sandlin was knocking, either Chad Sandlin or Bodie Bennett was knocking on the door to try to take it away from him, man. You know how this points things work, where if you lose that entry, you are in deep trouble. So there was a couple of guys knocking on the door. I bet his knees was knocking a little bit there after he left the track for the day to hope that he still won first place. So shout out to everybody involved in that event. That was a pretty good job. Pretty good job there.
Yeah, and again, goes back to what I've been saying ever since Stevie Dustin won the VMP championship. He's got more publicity, by the way, from winning that championship, I feel like, than winning the actual championship. Just from this show, from me talking about how cool that was, because it should mean something if you lose first round. That's the reason Corey Galletti didn't run away with that championship, or he would have.
Yeah.
But Stevie could come from 26th all the way back to first because of that. And I feel like all points programs should be like that, man. I mean, ultimately, it should mean something to qualify. It should mean something to be winning first round. It should mean something to have to buy back. They should all mean something, be it positive or negative.
It'd be a good wrinkle in this time.
It makes it exciting.
Yeah,
that's
man.
for sure.
It's been this way since heck. How have we ever seen a change in how we do points? Like here recently, they just started having these series where they're going to penalize you because you're double entered, and well, only one of those entries are going to get counted in the first place. Sometimes, right? So, man, a little bit of change might not be bad on the level of penalizing if you had to buy back and then still won the race. Shouldn't get 100 points. Maybe you should get 50.
Yep. And yeah, I mean, at the absolute bare minimum, you should definitely get at least 0 points for losing first round because you lost.
Statement.
And
even that, like, give them 90 as opposed to 100. Man,
right.
That adds up, dude. You know how many people lose first round and buy back and actually win the race? That'll add up. So I like that too, Casey. That's a heck of an idea. Something though, you know what I mean? As we're back on this topic that I actually like. So we probably need to keep bringing this one up until we actually see it happen a little bit more often.
Well, you better roll those commercials. Otherwise, somebody's going to be on you here in the chat. You know who it's going to be.
I know, man. I know, Tom. I'm coming, man. All right. Hang in there, guys. We're going to give a few moments of your time to our marketing partners. Don't go anywhere. Hit the like, hit the share. We will see you guys back here in just a couple of seconds.
The cooling fan is completely re-engineered with Proform's universal brushless electric fan, the ultimate upgrade for your vehicle's cooling system. Our 4 models deliver between 2,100 and 4,200 cubic feet per minute, providing 50% more cooling power than the competition. The advanced brushless DC motor ensures a lifespan at least twice that of traditional brushed fans. Installation is a breeze. No vehicle-specific controllers needed. Just connect the positive and negative wires to any 12-volt system and you're ready to go. Weighing in under 5 pounds with a 3-inch profile makes the Proform brushless fans the best power-to-size ratio fans on the market. Don't settle for the limitations of yesterday's technology. Get Proform Parts brushless fans for a cooler, more efficient, and more reliable fan for your ride.
BRG Motorsports 3D printed racing parts are able to provide you with whatever you desire to enhance your drag racing operation. Items like safety belt magnets, nitrous bottle holders, and even quick release delay box mounts are able to be obtained from BRG Motorsports 3D printed racing parts. Have a look at top-selling items such as helmet hooks and steering wheel hooks, which are proven to make it easier to maneuver throughout your race car. You can contact BRG Motorsports 3D printed racing parts at telephone number 765-729-1177.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Hope you didn't go anywhere, but welcome back if you did. GBR episode 205 happening right now live. Thank you everybody who's joined on the Facebook side, on the YouTube side, wherever you catch it, and on the podcast. If you're listening in out there on podcast land, thank you for being here with us, and we appreciate you for being part of the GBR community. Syntex Printing, Ken Jones Performance, Crew Chief Pro, TSR, Racing Products, Driven Racing Oil, Proform Parts, Mid-State Dragway, BRG Motorsports 3D printed parts, Gearhead Solutions, Team 14 Motorsports. You guys are awesome for being part of the community and actually giving pretty good insight to the followers of this community as well. Can't appreciate you enough. Those guys over at your ad here, that's Casey and George. Casey's in the orange shirt. I'm in the purple shirt. We give the best customer service on the internet. It is what it is. If you want to get something out to the bracket racing community, look no further than Going Bracket Racing. Just hit us up with an email at goingbracketracing@gmail.com, and one of us will be happy to get back in contact with you. Casey, I don't know what else to talk about today, but we can figure out something. Okay, guys, we're going to come off the head with this one. If you got anything you want to talk about, leave it in the chat. We used to do this quite a bit, Casey, where we just called it an open discussion. Like, hey, tell us what you want to talk about. And then we do that. So, what you guys got? Anything fun going on for you, Casey, in the next couple of days? When's the next time Chevelle's going to be out?
End of this month. Mad Dog Finals. And then I got a couple other things to do to it. I just did some regular maintenance this weekend, cut the oil filter apart on it and didn't see anything in it, luckily. So that made me feel good. Talked to old USA Performance, which, by the way, you know, y'all can go look on that website. Dave over there at USA Performance is a very smart guy. Used to have a fuel car back in the day. I just learned today, I was talking to him, and he was actually the head of the tech department at Dart Machining, like Dart blocks, Dart cylinder heads, stuff like that, for 10 years. So I also figured out that he is actually one of the people that helped develop the Molinar Power Adder rod. So these are literally things that I figured out 3 hours ago. So just literally rambling on here talking about stuff. But no, I called him because I got some a boosted short block from him 2 years ago now. And I'm trying to figure out what it would take to convert that into something that'll handle 2,000, 2,200, something like that, horsepower, 2,500 horsepower.
You said something about eating something with 42 teeth, I feel like, Casey.
Oh, 46 teeth. I need anybody out there. Good idea, George. Good idea. We'll put that out to the Going Bracket Racing community right here. I know you're all bracket racers out there. Some of you guys got fast cars. I know Chris Sullivan. You should be watching this show, man, because I was literally just talking to you on Facebook right before the show started. You better be watching this show. I need somebody that has a 46 tooth top pulley for a Pro Charger, 8mm pulleys. I need somebody to hit me up that's got one of them so I can get one of them in my arsenal, because this iTroy race, man, that's going to be my last race of the year. iTroy obviously bought Galad. Everybody knows that.
Yep.
They have one of their and Piedmont. They have their last Pro-Am and Nitro Outlaw Series race in the first week of November. And I'm going to go try to qualify for Top Sportsman of that. And I feel like it's going to go one of two ways. It's either going to take, 420 something and get in Top Sportsman, or it's going to take 5 flat. And there's going to be no in between. It's either going to be one or the other. And the reason I say that is because North Carolina is the land of fast door cars, man. And that time of year, the air is going to be good. So everybody's going to be able to go fast. It's all going to be dependent on who's got appointments to send their motors into par or somebody like that, Oakley, somebody like that. It's certain times you got to be in line if you're going to be ready we start racing out here in February again, so you need to be ready to start testing beginning of February. I want to say first PDRA race is very early in March. So you got to be ready. So you got to be in line. So it just depends on whose motors are blown up and whose motors are ready. I know last year, I think it took, so PDRA, you have the top 16 cars. That's your elite field. And then you had 48 cars behind that. So that's 64 cars total. And the slowest of that 48 car field was 447 with a 0. So that's why I say at this IHRA race, it's going to depend on who's still running, because there's going to also be a lot of people that are like, I'll burn it down to get in this race,
Right. And as Barnes reporting to us right now, he's saying there's already a really good turnout for this week's IHRA event out at Dorano Dragway. I said that on purpose because I don't know which Dorano Raceway, Dragway, Sports Park it is this time, but I know it's going to be at Dorano. So, said Dorano. Anyway, it's packed out there. I think I heard a rumor while I was watching either I was watching the U.S. Nationals or I seen something come across Facebook that says the Scrappers car is Jasmine Salinas, I think, is going to actually show up and run an IHRA Top Fuel event. That's going to get interesting. That'll get interesting.
Dude, I'm telling you, that IHRA stuff is we've been talking about that ever since Larry bought it, and Larry bought it and it didn't turn into what everybody thought it was going to turn into.
Yep.
And then Daryl Cuttle bought it from Larry.
Yep.
After talking to him at PRI.
Yep.
And it's turning it into what they talked about. It is what it is. The fact of the matter is it's working right now. Everybody can say what they want. They can say, oh, I've seen it a million times. People saying, oh, well, it's all fine and dandy until it runs out of money. People who say that don't understand how money works, because let's talk about just simple investment. Just tell me, George, what's 5% of $1 million?
I don't know.
Well, here, I'll just get a calculator so I don't actually mess it up, because that would be stupid. But let's just see.
Hey, y'all, that was me telling y'all my math skills. They're not really that.
So let's see. I must just type that in wrong. Anyway, it's a lot of money. Let me tell you.
It's a lot of money.
Let's just say you have $30 million invested. Okay. You have $30 million in an investment account. That's $1.5 million a year at an average return of 5%. Just $1.5 million. So if you have 10 races a year, you divide that by 10, you can pay out $150,000 per race and not lose any money, because you're just earning constant money on that 5% investment on your $30 million.
Yep.
So that's not including people who are advertising with you. That's not including entry fees. It's not including anything. The point is, there's plenty of ways to make money off of all this stuff. And people are forgetting that you can get an entire series sponsored. IHRA is doing the things that NHRA is doing. They will be sponsored by a big company at some point.
So I can
Coca-Cola.
I'm glad you said that, Casey, because one thing that I feel is the result of the success of IHRA already, unless NHRA just had this up their sleeve, Casey, they're going to South Georgia Motorsports Park
right,
and Maryland International Raceway all of a sudden.
Happens to be in this area.
That's an all-concrete launch pad, I believe. It might set the world on fire if they go there at the right time of year. You know what I mean? It's out in the middle of nowhere. So those little nuances, those little bitty changes, even if you paid attention to U.S. Nationals coverage, was quite a bit better, because I watched it. And it was better. They had different interviews coming out. They did this differently, that differently. So I'm going to take my hat off to the both of you for getting into a competition battle. And may the both of you win so that drag racing wins. I'm going to say that right now. And then I'm going to shout out Ford out here. Ford Peerley is saying he'd like to take a moment to thank you and me, Casey. Man, I feel good already. But he wants to thank us, Casey, for talking about safety. And man, that is going to continue to be in your ear. You're on the airwaves by way of going bracket racing, because there are a lot of kids watching us out here, man, and we got to show them the right way to do it. That's all I got.
Yeah, man, that's for sure. That's us and my buddy JP Miller, man. That's the only people. He did an episode called "How Safe Are You?" I think, talking about exactly what I'm sure Ford's talking about here. While we're in the chat here, TJ Phipps. This will be a good one. I haven't talked to him this year, actually. Another interesting points topic. Rockingham, which we were just talking about earlier, doing their 10 granders and stuff like that. They have I think they call it the Sand Hills Championship. They have either 9 or 12 10 granders as a part of their points program. Another interesting points topic, Rockingham Dragway last points race was last weekend. Unofficially, Monday night, TG Pascal and Michael Pascal tied when Michael loses at 15 to Connor Kohler. Connor has to win the race to overtake, and does. So that's, whenever you talk about clutch performances,
Yeah, man.
there's no more clutch performance than that.
Especially
That's pretty wild. And
that's those two big, huge names that,
yes.
I mean, if you're in drag racing or on Facebook, anywhere,
Oh, dude.
Period.
North Carolina bracket racing is the Pascal brothers. I mean, the Pascal brothers as a whole, those are two people you would not want to line up against anywhere. I mean, I want to say one of the last major races last year in Michigan, maybe Michael Pascal was, still doubled at like 3 or 6 or something like that. I just heard a story. It was at the TB race too last weekend or 2 weeks ago that Michael Pascal was still doubled at 3. At 3 cars, Michael was 2 of them.
Right.
I mean, so yeah, for Connor to go in there and go literally in the clutch of the clutch and take out 2 of the best racers in North Carolina, that's pretty wild, man.
Yeah, man, that's saying something. Shout out Connor. Good job, man. That is a feat. It is a feat, Casey.
But that's another thing that I'm surprised hasn't been all over the internet. It's kind of funny if you really think about it, how many things that are worthy of being on the internet and aren't, versus things that are not worthy of being on the internet and talked about and are. Why do people freak out about certain things and not, most of the time it's negativity that's all over racing forums rather than just, can you believe this happened?
Yeah, but hey, like you said before when we were talking about Casey Baugh, there could have been a little bit more negative out there, and I'm really glad that there wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
Because hey, you want to race and you sign the flyer and you sign the waiver and you sign your tech card, get out there and race then. That's the way I see it. But hey, we'll get off into that, man. I'm trying the best I can not to let out all my bullets
Barn
to the show. Go ahead.
This is one of the comments that actually matters. Not that the others don't. I'm just saying this is somebody who has some prestige behind their name, because anybody who has watched any sort of Motor Mania for all the years, who Barn is. He's been a moderator for Motor Mania for years and years and years and years. All this live streaming, he's always in there watching all of it. Definitely got some behind the scenes knowledge. He also says, as far as our IATRA comments, he will not run out of money. That is what it is. So, coming from someone who knows, I think there's a lot of people who wish he would. And the reason why is because they're heavily invested in other organizations. And what they forget is you don't need just one. It's better for you as a racer to have multiple. And the reason being is because now you can say, I'm running both. One's going to be on Fox Sports. One's going to be on YouTube for free and on Speed Sport for free. And then you could go run PDRA, and that's on Flow Racing. And now you're in 3 different spots. It's better for all of us to have multiple formats and multiple places to go.
I just think it's a win-win situation across the board. Competition drives greatness. I don't care what you're looking at, what sport it is, drag racing, soccer, football, baseball. I don't care. The more competition you have, the better you're gonna get. So,
Well, look at it this way, George. Tell them this. You're a big basketball fan, always have been.
yeah.
Always.
Oh yeah,
I'm not I liked Michael Jordan and the Bulls and stuff because of where we grew up, stuff like that. And that was like the original team, you know what I'm saying? So, but I don't really pay attention to it. Why is American basketball better than every other foreign basketball team? Why do we dominate? Why does Team USA dominate basketball in the Olympics? It is because we have so many teams that are so good.
oh yeah, oh yeah. Not only that, we have picked from the most of them. Most of the time, when you see us out playing basketball for quote unquote the gold medal, whatever, those players that we've brought to the NBA go back to their home and play for their national, their nation, whatever. Bigger, stronger, faster is the key.
Well,
Bigger,
and wouldn't it?
and that's what the NBA is. It's just a bigger, faster version of anything anybody else is doing.
And why not? Why would it not be good for both organizations to say, we're both going to bring our best 8 top fuel cars, pro mod cars, pro stock cars, all that stuff. Let's all run them together and have a real world championship.
Yep. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting. And honestly, Casey, if I could be saying something that could birth something else, honestly, that winter series would be a perfect location for said race because they already said if
Wes
you
would
win
do it.
3 of them, we're gonna pay you $1 million. So every pro mod, pro stock, top fuel dragster, whatever the heck under the sun, is going to be out there racing in the Florida area in the off season, and all of us are going to be watching and make it free too. Doggone it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's the thing I don't like about that whole deal is that you got to pay for it. That is one thing. If there is one thing that is going to push IHRA to the front, it is because their live feed is free. You know why Motor Mania is so successful? Barn knows. It's because it's free. You know why people in Finland are constantly watching bracket racing in the United States? It's because it is free. And that is where NHRA has gone wrong. That's where Flow Racing has gone wrong. They want to have a subscribership, but half the time it doesn't work. That's not an NHRA problem. That is a Flow problem. And anybody who says otherwise, it
is what it is, man. From a grand scheme of things, though, if you want to break the internet, just have the winter series streamed for free, and you will break the internet. Period.
Right.
It'll probably be the most watched bracket race or drag race on YouTube ever. Period.
It would be, and it would be. You know why? Because there's nothing else going on. Every single person that's a racer in the wintertime wishes they could watch some racing. There's racing going on, and you want everybody to pay for it. It's like, hey, man, that's fine. You're going to make money off that and whatnot. But I can tell you right now that if you have a free series that literally everybody is itching to watch and isn't willing to pay for, you could get sponsors to pay you more money. And guess what? Whenever it screws up, they don't care because it's free. They're not going to complain. They're not going to badmouth you because it's free. They get a free product.
Missing out is all I know. And I'm going to be honest with you, half the time I've ever watched Flow Racing or any of these other streamers, not just Flow, all of them, honestly, that's behind a paywall, stream their race to YouTube, I've never seen a single error. It always goes great on YouTube. No buffering, no nothing. And there's got to be something to that. I'm just going to be quiet from there, dude. You know what I mean?
Dude, if I'm not...
shout this out, too, because Troy Abercrombie's in here, and he's going to be on the mic at I-57. What is it called? Is it still I-57, Casey?
Ellis 57 now.
Ellis 57 Raceway.
Hey, it's not Gateway, though. It's I-57 to us.
But shoot, it's I-57.
We make the rules around here, right?
We making them. Summer Door Car Shootout is coming up. And I think there's still some entries out there. Y'all need to fill the race up. Fill it up, man. It's a drag race. Let's go get it. Let's go get it. Fill that race up.
Yeah, man. I feel like, ultimately this stuff isn't that hard. It's if you can let people in for free and figure out how to make your money off something else, that's how you put butts in seats, because it's not like it used to be. There's plenty of other entertainment venues than there used to be. And let's talk about I-57. Why is I-57 always packed on the spectator side? Ain't nothing to do in Benton, Illinois.
It's sure right, man. But you
know?
talk about packed. I wait for the day that they tell me, George, come on down and stream this event, because I'm coming. I ain't missing that. Number one, my dad.
That is an event.
Will be there.
I can't believe that they haven't streamed that event. I don't understand why they don't, because they have all these contests. They have burnout contests, wheelie contests. They have all this stuff. I don't understand why after 12, 13, 14 years, however long it's been going on, it's never been streamed. They have a quick 16 race. Right. I mean, if they stream that,
or something out there.
Yeah, I got a King of the Track race. I want to say it paid like $50,000 one year.
Right.
Like, why are we not streaming that event? Especially because if you have a quick 16 race at I-57 and they're going door to door 450s or something like that, and we're talking lanes are maybe like 15 feet wide a piece, they're blasting down through there. I mean, it's a race to watch. People in Southern Illinois, Kentucky, all that stuff. I mean, you'd have 5,000-6,000 people watching.
True that, and I got to go back and correct myself here, because I thought there were still entries left in that race, and Troy just put in there that it is
sold out.
Mm-hmm. Well, I tried, and it's one of those exclusive races too, where the first entry fees they go to people who've actually been to the race. I like it, and it's a small track, so I get it. You know what I mean, Casey? If it was, say, Gateway sized, well, he'd have the cap off the top of that joker and fill it up. You know what I mean? So I get it.
Takes a lot to fill up that track. Takes a whole lot to fill up Gateway. What was it? What was the OG last year? They had like 700 and something cars. Let's talk about that. That's something we alluded to a little bit earlier in the conversation.
30-year OG.
Yeah. Obviously, OG Million is not next week. The next week. Next week, by the way, little tidbit here. Zach Fulcher is going to be on here. You might have seen him runner up at Norwalk. You might have seen him the week before that running a fuel dragster in Bowling Green, Kentucky. So we got a whole lot to talk about with old Mr. Cool himself, but he'll be at that OG Million. So let's just start talking right now about that OG. It's the 30th anniversary. Will we see another record? Because we've been seeing records ever since they went to Gateway.
So I'm going to tell you this, and this is going to be one of the main reasons why this race is going to be the highest participation they've ever had. You ready? It's because of that 20K that's going on the 12th through the 14th, that mid-state dragway, where everybody's already pinging me, telling me they're going in the first place. Y'all better put some extra parking out there mid-state. Y'all going to be packed. There's going to be a lot of people out there, Casey, at that race to lead, and then all of them are just going to get in a good old convoy, stroll right on up 55, straight into St. Louis, and pull into the OG Million. It's going to be epic, is what it's going to be.
Dude,
I think it's 6 days of streaming, because they have that. I was talking to Mark, Motormania. I was talking to him last night. He said they have that past winners race, or whatever that's called. I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah, the
OG winners. And there's like 18 cars that's going to be running that, I think. So,
yep,
a lot to watch, man.
And again, will they let Underwood and Gary Williams have double entries because they've won it twice? Man, how's that work?
That's a great question, but I don't dislike the idea, especially if they're doing it kind of, I guess impromptu might be the wrong word, but off on its own would be right.
If anything,
anybody down, you only got 18 cars. You got to wait for 2 to come back.
This is how they should do it. If Gary and Kenny are going to run it double entered, just I think they should be allowed to do it, because that's an extremely hard race to win to begin with, and to win it twice is unbelievable. Triplet did it too. Make those guys run each other first round, but still let them double. They deserve to be doubled.
I would say put a rule in there that says they can't run each other after the fact. Like, you have to, if they run each other first round and they still got to come back and run another entry,
don't run them. Don't run them both the same round.
Right. That's right.
Yeah. But if it's second round and that's how it ladders out, then it is what it is. But line them up first round. Whoever has the best reaction time between Triplet, Underwood, and and Gary, then make the two with the worst reaction times. They got to run each other first round, and whoever wins that one's got to run triplet the next round to get his second entry out of there if he's still got it.
Yep.
But they should definitely be able to run doubles, because that is the race, and to win it 2 times, you deserve that.
If you're on the list twice, I do like the idea of being able to double in that aspect.
I could even see it being saying you have to run 2 different cars, because I'm pretty sure everybody has multiple cars, and if not, I know Underwood has access to 2.
Yeah.
Gary's got access to 500 of them.
There's nobody at that race that is not going to say, I don't want my car to run in this race if they allow people to drive their equipment. Period.
Right.
Yep.
Dave, I don't know if he has a dragster or not. He probably does. Obviously, we know he has the Vega, but I guarantee you, if I had a dragster and Dave Triplett said, hey, I need a dragster run, I'd say, okay, come get it.
Yep, go get it. Go get it. But no, man, Casey, I guess we've made it up on top of that hour mark, and we did need to talk about that the OG. And then I see Troy's in here saying Taylor Bowling took $43,000 last year out of that King race.
Yep.
So, hey, man.
And it's still not televised.
Hey, man. Just tell me when you're ready. I'm ready. Just tell me. It's just one of them times that I will make sure that I'm there. That's all I got, you know. And I'll put it live on GBR anytime. So, Casey, man, what you got in closing?
Guess we know how the Nova got so nice. That's all I got to say.
Mug is nice. So, man. To the GBR followers, listeners, subscribers, marketing partners, everybody, thanks for being here with us. And we'll see you guys next Tuesday. Special guest, Zach Fulcher, will be live with us. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe. Peace out.